Hello, everyone. I am Kristen Brown. I'm a spiritual and empowerment life coach, author, and mentor. I'm also the host of the Sweet Empowerment podcast. You can find that on all major podcasting platforms if you haven't yet, where I talk about so many different topics. Today is a topic that I am really, really passionate about, and I do not have a pre-planned talk. I typically don't have pre-planned talks. Sometimes I make bullet points about things I want to talk about. But I really like to speak from my heart when I talk about these matters because I want you to feel what I am talking about. I don't want you to think it. I want you to feel it right here. And the first thing I'm going to start off with saying is that you do not deserve to be verbally assaulted, period. You did not create it, and it is not your deserving. Chances are you're actually the opposite of someone that deserves that. Because those of us who have attracted that into our life and we have repeated people treating us poorly, either disrespectfully, or they're gaslighting us, or they're yelling at us, or they're manipulating us, or guilting us, or issuing threats or sarcastic jabs, or maybe they stonewall / ignore / withhold from us. All of those things are under the abuse category. And all of those things are going to activate your nervous system. And chances are, if your nervous system has been activated over and over and over and over again from this, then you might be functioning in a state that is called survival mode, where you are on the lookout for the next time that this is going to happen, which is inhibiting you from relaxing into the relationship and truly being who you are, because you have to worry about how your person is going to react. This is an unhealthy relationship pattern. Now, off the start, I'm not going to tell you have to leave your partner. You got to do anything drastic right now today, because it's very difficult for people sometimes to own the truth of their situations, because in the back of their head, they're like, if I own this, I'm going to have to do something about it right now. Well, being a person who has been in 2 physically abusive relationships and several verbally abusive relationships, I can tell you that I understand. So give yourself permission to hear what you're hearing, see what you're seeing, and take ownership of what is happening. That doesn't mean you have to make any major decisions right now. And I'm not hinting that you will in the future. You are your own authority, and you get to choose what is right and true for you on your spiritual path. The one thing I do want you to know, and I want to validate for you, is it is not okay. It is abuse. And just owning the fact that it is abuse is going to set you in a different mind frame. Okay? You're moving out of victimhood and towards victory. Now, the reason why this is important is because we will keep repeating patterns in our life until we bring in new information. Many of us were raised in households where we were verbally assaulted, or we weren't taught to respect or protect ourselves. And then in walks a partner that does the same thing, and we're kind of used to it, for lack of a better word. We believe we know how to handle it. But really, that means that we are fragmenting, we're breaking down who we are to handle them. It's not your job to walk on eggshells around another human being. It is their job to heal this dysfunctional behavior. At some point in my healing journey, as I started to heal, I started to realize I have a huge aversion to raised voices. I don't like it whatsoever. It triggers me. It makes me feel like I have to fight and defend. And then sometimes I have even added to the fray by getting loud myself, because now I'm having to fight for my life, which is what the nervous system thinks. And I thought, I don't want to be this. This is not who I am. I don't want to contribute to this. So I stopped adding to the fray. And I started doing one thing that made the biggest difference for me. I started saying, hold up. I don't tolerate being yelled at. That is abusive. I'm open to hear everything you have to say, but what's required is you speak calmly and kindly to me. I will listen to you. It's not your emotions that I'm afraid of or I don't want to hear or see, but you can have emotions without verbally assaulting me. When I've done this several times with a person in my life, that person started to calm down. Because the truth is, that person was not taught or had not yet learned how to be emotionally intelligent. They didn't know how to process emotions effectively. And just like a small child has a tantrum when they're not getting their way, or they're having some type of heavy emotion that they don't know what to do with, they blurt it out. But if we keep receiving it, we're not setting that boundary to them. Or if we're yelling back, we're not setting that boundary to them. So there's two things you can do. You say exactly what I said. I don't tolerate that. I require kindness when people speak to me. Or you can remove yourself from the situation. Here's what's going to happen. A person who is 95% good, like you love so much of them, but they just keep popping off at you and they're screamers and they get all emotional and next thing you know, you're the recipient of their chaos. Chances are that type of person is going to start looking at themselves because you're holding up a mirror. When you're adding to the dysfunction, people can't see who's right and who's wrong. But when you say not doing that, they have no choice but to see what they're doing. And many times people will start to work on that and heal that because they don't want to lose you. Now, if you're with some type of sociopath or psychopath or narcissist, off the chart narcissist, those type of things where they just want to control you, by you pulling away, chances are they'll go away. They probably won't go away easy. They'll try to make it your fault and they'll blame you further, which might make you start to question yourself. But here's the one thing I've learned for sure. When I stood firmly rooted in my love of self, which required that I respected and protected myself, I no longer felt guilty for their outbursts or the things they were trying to say and turn it around on me. Because it is never okay to be unkind, and it is never okay to be verbally abusive. We have to be willing to have high standards for our level of treatment. And if you don't like someone yelling at you, then you have the right to say, that is not okay. I hope this helped you. If this brought up any more questions for you, please comment below and ask your question, or just comment and let me know what you thought about this video. I read all of your comments. I love to hear from you guys because I really want to build a community here where we really support each other. And I want you to feel welcome here. I want you to feel understood because there is a pandemic of people pleasing. Many, many, many people on this earth are struggling with their personal power. They know they need to do it, but they don't yet realize how to. So that's why I am here, because I am a recovering people pleaser. I've made it over the bridge and I've walked many, many, many miles now on the other side. There's nothing you can bring up to me that I probably have not dealt with myself. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe and turn on notifications so that you are alerted when I upload new videos. And don't forget to ask your questions and comments, or just leave me a comment. Let me know what you felt about this video. All right, you guys, thanks for listening. So much love. Mwah.